If things aren't suspicious enough with the town of Otter Creek and how they're charging me, which by the way, my water bill is just one of many, many, many huge issues. I just got another bill, a turnoff notice, $225. $225. How in the world am I getting a bill for $225? As a matter of fact, if you look right down here, this says I use 17,700 gallons of water in between February the 3rd and February 28th. 17,700 gallons of water for two people, me and George. Now let me put this in perspective for you. When George and I are up north, we have a 6,000 square foot home. We use all of the water, we truck the water in, it goes in a 10,000 gallon cistern. When we get down to 5,000 gallons, we order another 5,000 gallons, right? Guess how often we order 5,000 gallons of water? Every 2 months. We use that water for bathing. We use that water for washing our clothes. We use that water for washing the dishes. We drink that water because that water is actually safe. Every 2 months, George and I use 5,000 gallons of water with full capacity use. Here in Otter Creek, they're trying to tell me in 25 days I use 17,000 plus gallons of water when we don't even drink it. There was one improvement. I actually received this bill 1 day after its due date. Now, many people have said, Jeremy, why don't you just set it up on autopay? Well, this is the only bill in my life that there is no setup for autopay. The town of Otter Creek doesn't do it. Insanity, I know. Not normal, I know. What's their excuse? I don't know how to do it. You know what I do when I don't know how to do something? I learn it, and then I do it. And you would think they would too. Why doesn't town of Otter Creek have a website? Why doesn't town of Otter Creek have online payments? Why doesn't town of Otter Creek? Why? I have all the same questions you do. Not only that, I'm not gonna set up autopay with a system that I don't trust. Look at this. Again, 17,000 plus gallons. We're going to town hall right now. We're gonna have Mary explain this to us, do the math, if that's even a reality and can happen. I have no doubt there'll probably be more cops called. Before we go to town hall, there's really only 3 scenarios that could possibly be going on here. Number 1, town hall has found new ways to steal from me. Number 2, our meter is broken. Number 3, the water in the toilet is dirty. That's definitely Otter Creek water. There's no doubt about it. But what I'm looking for is a flowing in the toilet. That's not happening. Here's where my water meter is. So we're gonna check it. We're gonna see what our reading is at. So they said I was at 48 something. This is saying 59,600 gallons of water. So since their last reading, that's saying I've used over 10,000 gallons of water in just over 2 weeks. It's March 16th today. Now, you're probably thinking, Jeremy, you got a water leak, and there's potential I could. I mean, my water line is like 18 plus 100 feet, but every 400 to 500 feet, it might even be 300 feet, I have a shutoff valve. So we sent George and Patience back to go and run the water to see if the meter actually changes before we go to town hall to talk to Mary. Let's see what happens once they give us a call. All right, George is back there. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm in the kitchen now.
All right.
Let me know when you want me to turn it on.
Go ahead, turn the water on. We want to see if it spins at all. See what happens.
Water is on.
All right, it's spinning. It's flowing good.
Yep.
You got good pressure.
Yep.
All right, it's definitely spinning now.
Do you need me to turn the water on in the shower?
Go ahead, turn it on just to see what happens. I mean, they're charging me so much already. Might as well use as much as we can.
All right, I'm heading to the bathroom in the ranch.
Everything is still on?
All right, water's on in the shower.
All right, we can tell that immediately. So you got the water in the kitchen and the shower on.
Patience, can you turn the water on in the kitchen again? Yep, going. It's going.
All right, we can tell the water is flowing now. Flowing water going over 1,800 feet back into the woods has to have a line large enough that keeps the water actually flowing. A normal line in Otter Creek here will actually restrict that water, and all we would have is a trickle. That's why we have a 2-inch line. Remember, friction stops things. That water has to flow a tremendous amount of length. You know, really it's the length of the driveway. And what we have is shutoff valves everywhere. About every 200 feet, we have shutoff valves going over 1,800 feet. George and I have actually worked down the drive with every single shutoff valve to see if we have any kind of leak. Let's go back into the house. Here's our shutoff valve right here in the house, George. So we've walked every valve. If we have a leak, it's under this concrete pad, which used to be bedrooms back here, which goes all the way back here. I know your legs are short, try keeping up. Goes all the way back here to our hot water tank, which is in a huge sand pile and filled with red ants. What else would you expect in Florida? So if we have a leak, it's under the house. It's under the concrete pad, and the house is showing no signs of any type of water leak whatsoever. 17,700 gallons. There has got to be something bubbling, trickling, nothing. I mean, you'd think we'd be in a giant sinkhole. That's a huge swimming pool.
An Olympic-sized swimming pool.
If we have a leak, then we'll deal with that. And there's potential that we do have a leak. We can't find any signs of it, but to be on the safe side, we're going to take all the plumbing, we're going to cut it off at the concrete, we're going to bring all the plumbing above on the wall in the house just to see what we can do. And that way we'll eliminate that issue and see if it's the meter or see if it's the town. Look at this. Town hall is closed today. Why do you think that is?
I have no idea.
Well, guess we're coming back tomorrow. I just messaged the owners of the RV park. They have 18 spots, I think. Look at this. I showed him our bill, and he said, wow, my whole park doesn't even use that much water. 17,000+ gallons in 25 days. An entire RV park isn't even using that much water. Round 2. Mary, are you in today?
Somewhat.
I'll take somewhat over not at all.
Yeah, we've had a tragedy today, so
What happened?
it's personal.
Okay. I've got a couple different requests and questions for you. Number one, after our last interaction together, I gave you the wrong portion of the bill out of my frustration. Instead of the bottom, I gave you the top. Can I trade you? Do you still have the top?
It's filed. You don't need the top. You got your bill.
So you're saying, no, I can't have my portion of the bill back and give you the portion that's supposed to go with the
No.
payment? Okay. All right. Number 2.
If there was a valid reason, you could.
The valid reason is I need it in court. So it's going to be requested either
All
which
right,
way.
so
May I have it? Or
we'll take it then.
Okay, we'll deal with it then. And you wonder why I get frustrated. I mean, it is it's mind-blowing. These people do so many illegal things. And you may be going, well, it's because they don't know. Okay, well, if you're incompetent and you're unknowledgeable of the law, why are you working for it? And by the way, these individuals don't work for the mayor or for this person or this. They work for all people. They work for the town. And when the town representative tells you no, that is illegal. And somebody's going to be held liable for it. Number 2, I've got my bill that I received. Obviously due. It's due March 15th, correct?
Right.
Okay. I received it March 16th. I came to pay it March 16th. A couple different things with it. Number 1, I'd like you to actually go through and line item everything of how I owe and what I owe, gallons, everything. I want to understand the bill.
Okay, I will.
Okay, can you do that for me now?
I can't do it for you right now because I have other things.
I've got, well, here's my
that I'm
issue,
working
Mary.
on.
I have a bill to pay. You're charging me ridiculous late fees, and so are you going to charge me more late fees for not paying this when I have another turn-off notice on this?
When the late fees are assessed, you will be charged a late fee
So I've got
if I have not been paid.
So I have a turn-off notice here. You're refusing to
And-
actually go through
and
this
that-
with me.
The turn-off notice is how has been done for years. When the bill is not received, when the bills go out, it is stamped with turn-off notice and late past due.
Okay.
No.
I'm
For
not gonna-
everybody, not just you.
Well, at least it's for everybody.
It
At
is
least
for
we're finally getting
everybody.
to a point that it's for everybody.
It's
and not
always
me.
been for
Okay.
everybody.
So what are we gonna do about this? I've got a check already made out to the town of Otter Creek to pay my water bill. Now we're in a position to where you're not gonna go through the actual bill with me. So I'm gonna get more fees for not paying my bill. You're gonna tell me you can't handle this
No,
right now.
you're coming in to pay it.
Absolutely, but I want a breakdown of what I owe and why I owe.
All right.
So now you're saying you can do it for me. This whole town, just mind-numbing, frustrating. I mean, it's crazy. You want to see something even crazier? Remember when Russ the Sus, the current mayor, actually tried to have the 3 sheriff deputies remove me from the town hall meeting, and they said no because I keep calling him out on his illegal activities? 10 years ago, September 2013, another resident was calling out all of town hall on their illegal activities. Russ the Sus was sitting in the seat with the normal residents, and you know what he says? Watch the guy in the blue here. Legally, you're all supposed to be supplied a P&L
You
for
don't-
every meeting.
I'm gonna ask you to leave if you.
And you're gonna bring the police to remove me,
We're
Russell.
gonna move it.
You're gonna bring the police to remove me. So if you do it, bring it.
Training is training. So that's 175. I'm gonna agree.
Format to jeremybhales at
3 minutes, we're up.
gmail.com. Number 1, please provide the town of Otter Creek, Florida's town charter,
Remove him.
as well as an ordinance and resolutions from the town's inception. Number 2, provide the minutes of all town meetings from January 1st, 2019 to present. Number 3, provide all recordings of town meetings from January 1st, 2019 to present. We're going back in time, 10 years, September 2013. This is gonna blow your mind. The guy in the blue shirt, Russ the Sus, calling everybody else on the council illegal. And then today, the guy's taking the illegal activities times 10, if not times 100.
Because I think the sunshine laws are being repeatedly and knowingly violated, and it's something that I need to be addressed.
Yes, they are.
Okay, I'm done. Anyway.
Anybody else like to comment?
Find out about that, about the.
I just have the 2013 government and the Sunshine Manual in my
I don't think we
hand,
were
and
done
it
yet.
says, except in the case of emergency, notice should be provided at least 7 days prior to the meeting.
That's not right.
According to the 2013 on the Attorney General's page.
That's not right.
Okay, then
Okay,
I would
well,
like to
then-
see what's correct.
Agreed.
Is that a public records request that I need to make, or?
Are you asking me to generate a record?
No, I'm not asking you to generate. I'm asking you
Well,
to
if
show
you
me.
can look up the statute, then that's what you're looking for, isn't it?
I'd like to see the statute that the town council's going by. Where they would get their 4-day information, or what the law says.
You want to see the statute. If you have the statute, why do you need it from
I think that's what she's reading, and
Well,
you're
yeah.
all telling us that it's incorrect.
I mean, if that's correct, everything you've done here tonight is illegal. You can't, this meeting never happened.
I'll
Look.
into it.
Look into it.
I think it's 72
Look into it.
Not according to the government and
Not
the Sunshine
according to the
Law
Sunshine
on
Law.
the Attorney General's
Talk to
website.
Excuse me. Oh my God, I've got better things to do.
This is the one generated
I would like
by
to
the
know-
Attorney General's
Yes.
office? You're sure?
I'm positive, I got it off the
It's
website.
not the crap from Joel Chandler.
I don't have any sort of website on here, but I can give you the link to it. I'll send it to the town hall's email,
Please do.
specifically off of the Attorney General's website.
Okay, I'd appreciate that.
Can do.
And that just kind of coincides with the public records lawsuit that's already happened. If the sunshine rules aren't being followed correctly, isn't that opening the town up for another lawsuit?
Yes, Charlene, it does open up the town for another lawsuit and the individuals that work on behalf of the town. Something's going to happen that they have never, ever anticipated before.
I'll do it.
Thank you.
Because you have not been charged all the late fees that
I've
that you have
refused to pay
accrued.
them,
You have also not been charged a late fee
and I have
the
refused
day
to pay
after.
them. And I continue and will continue refuse to pay them for the ridiculousness of what has been going on with this.
Well, you have had the offer to get your bills by email from the very first day you walked in here,
Why
and
aren't
you
they
said,
sent?
no, mail them to my Ohio
Okay, so
address.
let me be very clear. Number one, I am not the rest of Otter Creek residents. I don't come in and pay a bill, and I don't live here full time. Can we agree on that? A lot of your
Absolutely.
residents don't live here full
How
time.
you receive your bill was
So,
totally up to you.
100%. So why aren't you adapting with your residency? There are a lot of people that don't live in Otter Creek full time.
There's a lot of people that
And-
pay their bills on time that don't live in Otter
Okay,
Creek full
why
time.
does Otter Creek not have a website? Why does Otter Creek not have auto pay? Why is it I have to come in with a check into the office?
You don't have to. You can mail a check. You can drop it in the
Yeah,
box.
I can mail check. Now, let me tell you
You can-
this. Without this piece of paper, my CPA isn't going to allow a check to be cut. Do you want to know why? Because the taxes. I will get audited by the IRS without this. This is why this comes to me. Now, I realize you're not running a business like I run a business.
correct.
This has to be in my hands for the actual money to be released. Because the IRS is going to audit my taxes every year because I'm in the highest tax bracket there is. It's an automatic audit.
Which
So this
bill was
comes
it that
to
you
me.
were wanting the other portion of the bill from
The last one that I paid.
the February?
I will never pay a bill without the actual piece of paper. And your email would be suffice for that. Except you emailed me once last month out of the blue after 3 years, and it has no breakdown of gallons for me. All it says is you owe me this much. And Mary, I don't trust you. And as far as I've been told, the rest of the people don't trust you in the town in regards to doing the mathematics with their water bills. So unless I'm getting a breakdown of what I'm paying, it ain't happening.
Absolutely. And actually, I had emailed you a response to that. So,
One sec. I hear a child out there.
yeah.
1 second.
So did I.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I know you've got a child with you. Just a little, do you mind, just,
No,
you
I just-
got your son with you?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you,
You're welcome.
thank you. I'm sure we both agree, no child needs to hear any of this.
Well, you don't have the option to ask my customers to leave,
That's true.
but then
I can step aside if you want me to step outside while you work with them, and then I can come back in. Would you prefer that?
that would probably be preferable, but that's okay.
If-
You're here now. And
I can do that. I don't have any problem waiting, and you can deal with them, and then I'll come back. Is that okay?
give me just a second.
Now, this is your portion that I'm supposed to send with the bill. Do you want it?
I don't have to have it.
Okay, as long as you don't have to have it.
That should work
Thank
for
you.
your accountant.
I appreciate that. Oh, and you got the gallons one. Okay, I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
the bill does have the gallons. The bills always have the gallons on it.
It's just the emails don't?
No, because if you get your bill by email, it also has the gallons. It has all the information on it.
So I did send you an email in response to the bill that I got, and it had no gallons, no nothing. I said, where's the gallons?
And I sent you an email.
It never
in
came back.
response. Oh,
And it's not in my
No.
spam, it's nowhere.
well, I apologize because I sent you.
An email bill will work for me as
Okay, I
long
can
as it's
also-
itemized.
It is itemized when
Okay,
it's
so
an email.
this my CPA will accept, and I can release funds if I
Okay.
have the email.
Okay.
I would still prefer you to still send these, but if
I
you
can do both.
email,
I can
do
send.
both.
I can mail.
Okay.
I can mail you this
Perfect.
or that and the email.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with that.
All right. So now we've got this bill, and I think there's an issue with this bill. So
Well, you used a lot of gallons.
let's speak realistically to one another. We both know I didn't use 17,700 gallons.
I don't know what you use because I have
So
no.
let's speak realistically together. We both know I didn't use 17,700 gallons. So I've already called Lonnie. I said, hey, is the meter broke? And Lonnie has assured me, he said, Jeremy, yes, they break. It's minute. He said, you should be good for about 1 million gallons. So I'm searching for a broken line. I can't find a broken line. If there is a broken line, it's underneath the cement pad. 17,700 gallons, that's the size of a large swimming pool. And even though it's Florida, there should be some sign somewhere of water.
Yes, there should. And when you're using a lot of gallons, turn everything off and look at the meter.
Okay.
If it's turning, you've got a leak.
Okay, so we've done that. So the good news is we've done that. So I would think on your side of things, you would have went, Jeremy has never ever used more than the base minimum amount of gallons. We should tell him there's got to be a leak or let him know something. I'm a little upset that you didn't, and I feel
appreciate
like
that.
I feel like even if you don't like me, just common courtesy, I would do the same for you and go, Mary, you gotta have a leak or something's going on. Your meter is broken. Even if you don't like me, just pretend and say, hey, Jeremy, there's an
I've
got
got no problem with
Okay.
that.
So
But
there
like I
is an
said,
issue.
I don't know what you're doing there. I don't know whether you're filling pools or building buildings or people that I do that I'm familiar with. Like I said in the correspondence, when you're not here, if you're not using more than 2,000 gallons a month, you owe $33.59 a month by the 15th, and that's the lesser bill than what is assigned for a 2-inch meter. I put you in at the lowest commercial rate instead of the meter-based rate that you should be paying. So
All
I
right.
apologize.
And I appreciate you apologizing and being decent. So thank you. And I apologize in my frustration, and I am frustrated because I don't think it's fair. And I want to be civil with you, and I want things to be done right for all people. And I'm going to continue to fight towards that direction, that everybody's treated the same. So my next question is, how does the town of Otter Creek address an issue when there's either a broken meter or there's a busted water line somewhere and it can't immediately be found? What is the normal response?
If it's a broken meter, we replace it.
Okay. And if it's
And
a
if I
broken
find
water
out
line?
that you have a broken meter, and then we would adjust the usage
Okay.
for that period.
And if it's a broken water line that can't be easily found, it's under a concrete pad in the house?
And on your side of the meter, that's up to you.
Absolutely, 100% agree. It's my responsibility. What has happened with the town of Otter Creek in the past when people have had a water break and it's their responsibility? What has the town's response been?
Like I said, if it's something, we usually work something out. They'll approach council in a civilized manner, not accusation, and say, look, there's a broken line, I can't find it. And it is up to you to hire the plumber to find it, the leak detector, whoever you can find. And there have been occasions.
I am aware of that. That's why I'm asking.
They usually work out with council.
So we're on the same page. The town of Otter Creek, when these occasions have happened in the past, the council wipes that slate clean and goes.
No, they don't necessarily wipe it clean.
There's no way
There's-
you use 17,700 gallons. And my meter for this next month, as I checked it, is already over 10,000 gallons. Last month, I was shocked at what the bill was. And I didn't even look at the gallons, but it's 7,600 gallons. Now, I know myself and George, we use right around 5,000 gallons in 2 months.
How is George?
She's doing incredible and having the time of her life. Thank you for asking. So, we both agree that the town of Otter Creek has worked with people in the past and said, hey,
Absolutely.
there is a leak. So,
Yeah.
as you want people to all be treated the same, and I want people to all be treated the same, you're saying there's potential the town of Otter Creek is going to work with me as well in regards to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we find
And the
that there's an
process
issue,
is,
find your leak.
but the process that's my process on my side of things. What's the process with the town of Otter Creek to talk about the 17,700 gallons? And I know I'm over 10,000 gallons already for next month.
To bring it before council. You've approached me now, and for the next council meeting, we'll bring it up. But in the meantime, you need to stop that leak, because
That's not an issue. So what I have so far, you're well aware, or at least you're probably well aware, I have well water and I have city water. I put city water in, not for my benefit, for the benefit of the city. So I'm already on my well water. I'm jumping back and forth. I can switch at any time. And if there is a leak, it's underneath the concrete pad. I'm going to plumb it into the house.
sorry.
It's not a big deal for me. But that's a minor thing. It will.
Well, that's not a minor thing.
It will come plumbed up. I'm gonna replumb it now that I got this bill and see the gallon usage. There's 1,800 feet already checked. Everything is solid. The only place it could be is under the house where the meter is bad. Lonnie assures me the meter isn't bad because it should run for 1 million gallons. Okay, so you approach council with this on next meeting, or I approach council with this?
Just give me a note of the issues, and I'm going to go ahead and give it to the council members so they'll know that what's coming, that they'll be prepared.
And then I speak on that in 3 meetings, and then in
You
3
may-
minutes, or
You don't have to.
you're going to tell them
I'm
and
going to
bring
tell
it.
them
Okay.
what the
Will an
problem
email suffice for
Yes,
me to send to
please.
you and say this?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I will do. I will send an email in regards to that. So that still brings us to the bill. I got a $225.12 bill. I believe you have my previous balance on there. I believe you have late fees. I want to know what I'm paying for. And I'm willing to pay what's right. I just want to know what I'm paying for. And I do the plumbing. I'm doing everything I can to find the leak. It's under the concrete. I cannot find it under the house right now. They're showing no signs. 17,700 gallons is the size of a large swimming pool. And I'm going to cut the plumbing off, and I'm going to replumb inside the house on the walls, since I don't plan on living in there anyway. And it'll be a temporary fix, and I'm on well water right now, and well water doesn't matter. And just so you and I are on the same page, one of the things you said was, the people that I know and what they're doing, I would let them know. The only thing we use town water for is for flushing the toilet, washing our hands, taking a shower. That's it. We don't drink it. We don't use it for animals. That's it. The well water is used for absolutely everything else.
Then you should be using none.
That's why my base rate every month is the bare minimum. And then that's where last month it went up to, you see here, you just printed this off for me, 7,600 gallons. But
Then you went 17,700.
And then we went 17,700 gallons, and I checked my meter, and already in March I'm over 10,000 gallons. So
Has Lonnie checked the meter yet?
he hasn't.
Okay. We'll get your meter checked. But like I said, it's easy for you to do. Turn
Which
everything
I've done
off.
it. Done it.
So you know that there's a leak somewhere,
Yeah.
probably under
We've
the
done.
concrete.
I have valves every. It's either 200 or 300 feet, and I go almost 18. I think it's 18 or 1900 feet back into the woods. So I have valves every 200 to 300 feet. We've already tested every single one, every single one, every single one, every single one. So there's no leaks. There's no leaks up to the house. And then when I turn the valve on for the house, which then goes under the concrete, then we get a little spinny again.
Yeah.
So if there is, it's got to be underneath the house, and I can't find any sign of it anywhere. And again, I'm not going to bust up the concrete. I'm just going to plumb above.
Yeah, just
And
repipe.
if that doesn't fix it, then it's the meter. And I don't mind doing that to try and see. So if that doesn't fix it, it's the meter,
But
and then
you
we'll go
said
from there.
you know that the meter's running when
Yes.
that tap's on.
Yes.
So
Yes.
um,
All signs
yeah.
right now are pointing. Once I got your bill, all signs right now are pointing to, if there is a break, it absolutely has to be under the concrete pad. And if it's not, once we plumb it above, then it's the meter. But I want to replumb before we pull out a $2,360 meter.
yeah. Well, if you make a payment, there won't be any more late fees assessed on this. It has not. You have not been charged a late fee on your most recent bill. But I have to get okay from council to make payment arrangements. And what we've done in the past with other people that have had leaks on their side, which were definitely their problem, we worked out a payments arrangement, but they did have to pay for the water. So I don't think you want to be treated differently.
So if that, all I want is the same for everybody
Okay.
across the board.
We let them pay $50 a month plus current until the past due was paid off.
So there was never a point where we went, all right, we'll just wash that away. We
No,
understand.
No.
Then you guarantee me that, because
Since I've been here, that has
I've
not
been told
happened.
opposite by the residents.
Well, I have heard that before my time, before Rosemary, somebody's bills disappeared. But since she was here and since I've been here, nobody's bills have disappeared.
100%. Everybody in
100%.
Otter Creek, if it was broke on their
Now,
side,
I cannot tell you that somebody else didn't pick up the bill for them.
I would
And
do the
that
same
has-
for somebody.
That has
So that's
happened
fine.
a lot in this town.
You're 100% guaranteeing that's how you deal with it.
Absolutely.
Then charge me for the $17,700. I want treated just like every other resident, and I'm praying to God you're being honest with me.
I am absolutely being honest with you.
Then I don't need a payment plan. I will pay in full if that's the way everybody is treated.
That's the way everyone has been
Perfect.
treated.
Perfect. I'm okay with that.
Okay, so
And
then
if we come back to a point where we say, hey, it was the meter, then we can
then
reassess
we can
this.
Yeah.
But I don't
But
want to pull up that
nobody
meter.
gets free water in Florida.
I don't want to pull up the meter,
Yeah.
and when I can do a couple $100
Well,
of repiping.
And that brings something else into. If you do change the meter, do you want to go back
Nope,
to the?
absolutely
okay.
not. I want it exactly what it's going to be, and I want charged reasonably for what it is that I'm actually purchasing.
Okay.
So I absolutely want what I have.
The charge is cost plus 20%. Whatever Donnelly charged us, we charged you plus 20%.
Yep, I do recall all that.
Your current balance is $156.63.
You said 156.63.
Right. That's taking off the $68.49 that you sent,
Okay,
that we received on the 8th.
and that's waiving the late fee and all the other things that I was not happy about.
No, that is not waiving the late fees.
What are my
Because,
late fees?
You had one from June. let's see, that's one that's been carrying forward, $3.36. And in July, because the checks were not received, the June one, the check we received on the 22nd. And the late fee did not go on until just before that.
Can you just
The
give me a
next-
total
okay.
of everything I have in late fees that you're charging me?
All right, you've got 336. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, that's just carrying forward. Sorry. You have one late fee of $3.36. You have another one in December, $3.36. So a total of $722
So $722.
plus the $10 you deducted. That wasn't removed.
Okay. You got numbers over here, over here, over here. You're telling me I owe $156.63. Give me my total minus all the late fees, whatever it is you just said, the $10. I want the actual total for water, no late fees. That's what I'm willing to pay today.
Last time it was $149.91 is your water minus 2 late fees.
All right. So we're agreeing I'm going to pay $149.91 today.
Right.
Okay. That's what I'm going to pay then. And next month's bill is going to be high as well. I'm already on that. And I'll let you know as soon as I know whether it's plumbing under the cement pad or if it's the meter.
Well,
And
Hope you
honestly,
will.
I hope it's plumbing under the cement pad because that meter is way too much.
yeah. I don't recall how much the meter was, but I know it was costly.
So,
And we don't keep those in supply because there's so few of them.
so this is dated the 16th. I came over, but you guys obviously weren't here. And so I'm just going to keep it dated the 16th. If that's okay with
I
you.
don't care as long as it's not post-dated.
Nope. 149. I will have to get a picture of it for accounting purposes. So when I was here last time and I was taking pictures and I was here taking pictures, that's all for my accounting purposes with my CPA. So I don't want you to think I'm just trying to get pictures of anything on your desk. I don't care about anything on your desk. All I need is a picture of my bill and the payment for accounting. And I think I had to do it on the concrete floor last time. Okay. I'll need just a moment to get this to my CPA. And we are okay, good to go. That's uploaded. I'll give you payment. Here's the bottom portion. And so we have an agreement that you're gonna you'll email my bill and send paper copy.
I will, yes.
The email will have gallons usage, and then I can use that email to print it off and use for my accounting with my CPA. And
Let's see.
and that we agree that while you've been in office, that everybody pays the overflow if they have a broken line. You've just made payment plans. I don't need a payment plan. I just want to be treated like everybody else.
That's everybody else. Everybody else has to pay.
So you don't have to take that up with council then. Don't even worry
Okay.
about that. If I hear otherwise, and I have heard otherwise from people,
Well,
if I
you
hear
haven't
otherwise, wow.
necessarily heard the truth.
Boy, I felt like that since day one I got into this town. But I'm gonna, on good faith, trust you on that. And my bill will be high next month as well, while I
said,
take care of the plumbing.
There are a few people that have paid people's bills
I would do the same for somebody. I appreciate people doing that for other people.
because
Absolutely.
we do reach out to each other.
Absolutely.
This is a community that cares about each other,
Beautiful community.
and people have tragedies happen, and
Yep.
and there are certain people that will go, no, I'm going to cover their bill this month.
And you mentioned when I first got in here, there was a tragedy. I realize you don't want to share with me, but I will pray about it, whether it's for you or the town, and I'll keep that in my prayers, even not knowing what it is, okay? Okay. Thank you, Mary.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. And I'm sorry to keep your other person outside. I'll apologize to them as well.